Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the NXT post show. Kate, has anything crazy happened today? Either reportedly terrible or in truth very sad. Has anything like that? Is there a meteorite about
why
to
you
hit?
gotta go and curse it like that, Alex?
I'm just saying,
everything is normal.
Everything is fine so far, so maybe we'll be able to get through a normal show. By the way, a normal show for us involves a lot of puns, very little wrestling analysis, funny voices, and a segment at the end where I sing songs.
And I do my one impression.
And you do your one fantastic impression.
Thank you. And if you want to request a song, if you want to request the one impression I do, which is Tiffany Stratton, if you want to share your thoughts, comments, why darn it, send in a Stevie super chat or a Humper chat at humperchats.com. Leave a thumbs up on this video if you would be so kind. And Alex, I think can you double check your audio? I don't know if it's my headphones or your mic, but you sounded perhaps a little off.
Okay.
But while you're now you sounded better. It might have been Lord only knows if that's the weirdest thing we get about this broadcast. I'll take it after the past 2 weeks, but we'll remind you to head over to Fightful Select and subscribe there as well. Sean's Behind the Royal Rumble feature is up. Normally those have focused on really fun stories about past Royal Rumbles, but this one, because last year was such an S show, is a lot of fun for a completely different reason. More news and notes coming out of there, as always. Your producers, your plans. I'm sure Royal Rumble will be a whole heck of a lot more. We found out what happened with the Becky and Bayley steel cage match from yesterday, or what didn't happen. There's already voluntarily puns coming in, and I don't even think we announced a topic. So send in those super chats and humper chats. We appreciate it so much. Subscribe to Fightful Selection. Leave a thumbs up on this video. Also, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Show us your biddies. I don't think Stevie said that tonight.
No.
We'll get into her and her gimmick infringement.
Not a fan.
I got Sean stealing our gimmicks on Wednesdays because he can't get himself over. He's interviewing scripts. He's stealing puns because he's a coward.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got Stevie.
Yep, we
looking cuter. She doesn't have bangs though, but looking arguably cuter.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely a better setup than me.
Yes,
which made me very upset.
You gotta get neon lights behind you and stuff.
I'm just jealous she has a working router.
Well, that is probably the best thing about her setup, actually. Now that I think about it, the best thing about her setup is that her router works. Also, you need fingerless gloves. You got to have fingerless gloves, right?
You do.
You gotta have fingerless gloves.
That's what the cool kids
So
have.
here we go.
Are we doing
Pringle says, Jada Pringle says, Alex, Kate, sisters, Papa Paul, Elizabeth, councils, dudes, Louise, and all SGSers. Looks left, looks right. Is it safe? Can we do puns and normal dumb stuff? And then he says, Jada Pringle says, also in unrelated news, my birthday was yesterday. So everyone says, in honor of JW Pringle, we're going to do chips puns all night. So
hold on. Okay, we have to... I mean, we're going to approve this one, obviously, but we have to make sure that we're still steering the ship here, okay? Puns have to be approved. The topic has to be approved by us. This one definitely gets the seal of approval, but we can't have people just going rogue with puns.
No.
Alex.
We cannot have anarchy. We cannot have somebody just walking into an unseen pun office and declaring that they are part of the pun. They've decided these are the puns for the night. We can't have a Sol Ruka situation who decides she's in a tag team title match out of the blue and everyone says, I guess so. No. We want a tight ship here. We want a very tight ship here. We are nothing if not professional. And that is why, apparently, multiple members of the NXT roster watch our show and are very upset about it. So, that's the whole thing. Your dad watches the show, and he says, greetings to the SGS, the team, the council, the sisters, Alpha Bill, Supermod Luis, and Sir W, the newly older. Here's to a normal show with puns. Indeed.
Hi, Dad.
Well, this is awesome. Cecio's amazing. I just want to share that a small college fund has been set up for the children of the other driver in the Jay Briscoe accident. And to encourage more puns, I will be matching our super chats as a donation in the name of the SGS for tonight's show. Gacio is one of the best. And
y'all, for real. That's really awesome. That's really awesome. Because the wrestling community all, of course, knows Jay Briscoe, but at the end of the day, there were 2 human beings that passed away in that accident. Yeah. That's incredible. Thank you for that, CO.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have a normal show, and now we're 5 minits and 54 seconds into it, and I'm already got tears in my eyes.
We are going to have a normal show, but first we have to talk about this. Willie Mike liked Allie's pick of Willie Incredible. So this is what you guys have to watch also on Fridays if I'm ever on the show, because we decided that Willie Mack is Mr. Incredible. And it is perfect. And Allie made this and sent it to him. Well, she didn't. Crucially, she did not. Other people did, and he liked it because, of course, he did, because it's a perfect likeness of him, and he's amazing, like a superhero. So good. All of that is good.
Yeah, so they have the same build, and they move around like superheroes.
Right, exactly.
Wait, where's our frame? I feel uncomfortable.
Hold on.
At least make me wrestling writer.
I'm trying to find it. Okay, here we go. We're back.
Hey!
We're back, everybody. Here we go. Tostito Santana, says Ricardo. The new Lay's Outlaws, says Mr. Showtime.
That's very good.
The Royal Ruffle from Jeeve.
Don't give them ideas on that one. We've already got a pitch black match coming up. I don't need a Frito-Lay inspired
if they do the Royal Ruffle match, they're going to have to make sure the ring ropes have ridges. Henry T. Casey says, what does Sami Zayn dunk his chips in at Chipotle? Guacamole, ole, 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 guacamole, ole, ole, ole. Okay, there you go. Thank you, everybody, for all those.
Guys, I was not overly inspired by this episode of NXT. And
no.
I don't know how I'm going to get on this stream and talk about it for 2 hours. This didn't feel that exciting, and now I'm pumped. You guys are the best. I'm just like in the best mood already. You guys rule.
Sour cream and onion graps.
And see, what I like about that is like the graps aren't onion. Like there's just so many layers to the graps. You know what I mean?
You ever had cattle chips?
Cattle chips, no.
Kettle chips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kettle chips. Grand Catalique. From Chi-Town Sports.
Oh my god, that's so
Grand
good.
Grand Catalique is really good.
That's so good.
Kate's Router's a potato chip. That's true.
Don't disturb it. It's working right now.
It can hear you. Okay.
Don't let it know.
Okay.
That we're aware of it. They'll self-actualize.
Yeah. Hey, that would also be some advice for certain members of the NXT roster. Don't let us know that you're aware of this.
Honestly, we can talk about that off the top of the bat. I thought it was so funny.
It's hilarious.
So funny.
It's hilarious. No shade, no mean spiritedness. I think it's hilarious.
Absolute silliness. I'll say this though. I'm very much think that NXT Anonymous account might also be a work account. But if it's not, that's really messed up. That's messed up if it's not. Like if there's someone like anonymously posting stuff from a locker room, that sucks. But I totally got Ashton Kutcher on it. I got punked. I got worked. I think it's hilarious. I'm glad it's not true. I still stand by the idea it's a bad idea to get a giant tattoo of a wrestling company on your chest when so many places work across the pond from each other. But I saw people were like calling for his job after that and stuff. I was like, at least we're like silly outrage. Come on, people. Let's calm down.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, we don't calm down. We're silly, but
no, drop Cheeto hold. I'm honored, you guys. Yes, of course. JB Pringle, you are like one of the absolute OGs of the SGS.
You're my literal brother. We are related.
Yep.
I dropped my last. I became Kate Elizabeth, and I got rid of my last name because I just didn't want to put JW Pringle's name out there like that.
Right.
Because we're samesies.
Right.
So.
Paul Elizabeth, your unfair pun advantages for JW Pringle. I mean, that's the point.
Get that? It's hereditary.
Yeah.
But on your game of wrestling puns, even though you never watched wrestling on purpose.
Mr. Showtime says, I can't stay. I have to be up early, but I love you all. Lays Wyatt, SGS life.
Thanks, Mr. Showtime.
And I think this is a really cool little super chat, but also it like makes me feel good. This is the way that people usually frame this in a way that it's kind of amazing to hear. But the way that Cam Watson says, it says, I finally have money to donate to my weekly relief from depression. I love you guys. Thank you for what you do. I struggle with depression all the time. And I know how important it is to find little things that make you not feel that way for even an hour, or in our case, 2.5 hours. And so I'm so happy to be that for other people. Seriously. And Cam, it's so we're honored that you want to donate, but it's fine that you were watching and getting a relief from depression without giving us money.
Oh my God.
That's totally fine as well. So yeah, you guys.
No,
awesome.
I think it's fair to say that there's probably not much people more in love with wrestling than Dax Harwood. And if that guy can say life should always be bigger than wrestling, I think we all can. And stuff like that is just, I'm so glad wrestling brought us all in the same group. I feel so much better about the fact that when we get messages like that, it's really makes me feel honored to do this in a lot of ways. I love that we have that, and then we have like Doritos puns.
Chips Gable and Doritos. See, this is good too. Free Tony Atlas. No, seriously, free Tony Atlas. Somebody is beating him up right now. Free that man.
Free him.
Free Anna Jays. Not Jas, Anna Jays. Jays is a really good chip from the.
Is it?
Yeah, it's funny thing. It Used to be called Japs, and they were like, "Nope, we're not calling it that anymore." Now it's
remix.
Yeah, it's a Chicago area chip. It's good. It's good. Hey, you know what's not good? This episode of NXT. Because, listen, there's a through line for the whole thing of, hey, I'm being interviewed. I'm one half of Toxic Attraction. It doesn't matter which half, because we're both giving the same promo in this interview. But I hate and have always hated my partner in Toxic Attraction. So it was an accident what happened last week, but it's no accident now that I hate her guts. She's a bitch, and I hate her, and I'm totally gonna beat her up when we have our summit at the end of the night in the main event segment. And so they had one of them do the same promo at the beginning, and another one 2/3 of the way through the show, and then they had the reveal at the end that, oh my God, it was a swerve.
Oh, who could have known? Goodness.
Who could have known it was a swerve? They were so convincing in giving the exact same promo in the same exact way about how sincerely they hate the woman they've been paired with as best friends for the last 2 years.
They didn't even do the work to be like, without Mandy Rose, we're falling apart because they can't talk about Mandy Rose. So now they just suddenly hate each other for elusive kind of reasons.
Yeah.
Saw it coming from a million miles away. And then probably... like to the most T, Joel Pearl, I have to acknowledge, he was like, the closing shot is going to be them with the title standing over Roxanne, right? Yeah. And that was exactly what
it was. That's exactly what it was.
So
the thing of it is the first promo was from Gigi. What's her real name? I don't know. Jacy Jayne.
Jacy Jayne.
So she's talking about how she hates Gigi and always has been carrying her the entire time, and I'm like, don't do this. This is really dumb. Like, if you use this this angle where neither of them are going to win. By the way, neither of them are going to win the title. But if you use this as an angle to break them up, you have two women's tag team divisions, and I believe two tag teams. Each of them have a champion in them, and then the other one's like, well, occasionally we'll tag. Like, you actually have, honestly, I feel like I'm exaggerating by saying you only have two tag teams and two tag divisions. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say I think you have four. The champions, and then like a consistent challenger for them. If you were to break up the Toxic Attraction, I think it goes down to four. I think it was five, now it's four. You have Damage Control and nobody else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I implore you to name the others because I'm drawing blanks.
You have Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley who lose matches to people who are just thrown together, right?
Right.
And you have Toxic Attraction until, well, it turns out they are together still, but until this fake out thing where you're going to break them up. So that's
but nobody else on the main roster.
Nobody else. No.
Okay, I thought I was missing roster. Something. Yeah. Okay.
In total, there may be five in total. I may be missing one along the way. There may be five total tag teams in two tag divisions. Breaking up one for this kind of storyline would be stupid. So stupid that it contributes to the obviousness of the swerve. Not even Shawn Michaels is that dumb that he would break up this tag team without giving them a shot on the main roster. Like, it's never.
I don't know, man. I saw the people that won the Dusty Classic take out a singles match. I saw singles champions form a tag team.
True.
But I do agree. And it's also like, it's just kind of Mean Girls 101. If you've ever seen a Gretchen Wieters, you know that they're going to be up to something like this over there. So I hope them losing to the champion is them getting called up because they're, I think, overdue for that even when Mandy Rose was there. But if you lose to the champion, they have no work left to do as a tag team in NXT. No. Like, please call them up. I've been hoping, because they'll do this sometimes where they're just like, hey, I know there's been no division for 6 months, but bang, here's a division, and here's all these women that we have not been using properly, but we're going to make a sincere effort. Like, they've done stuff like that in the past, and now that it's Royal Rumble season, and nobody in Royal Rumble has any urgency around them, I'm hoping that maybe before Elimination Chamber, we get something like that, where it's like Toxic Attraction are a thing, Raquel and a friend are a full-time thing. Maybe Tegan Nox and Liv, whatever. Like that you announce that they're tag teams and this is a division and these are the ways they're going to be competing. Would be a really nice thing to have come out of Rumble, would be some alliances, because there are no women's storylines going into the Women's Royal Rumble really at all. And maybe 2 in the men's. Yikes. And they've had since December to build that out, man.
Yeah. They have not done much of anything in that way.
How do you deny us? Okay, Linda and Sheeler's anniversary.
Yeah.
To then not even do anything with it, you know?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, we were going to have a whole thing.
We were.
We're going to have a whole thing. We were going to have the 1-year anniversary of Linda. Here's the other thing. The tragic part of it is along the way, during that year, we lost one of the Migos, which was the whole reason that Linda even became a thing. We were going to have a memory of unfortunately, I forgot that fella's name, but that one guy in Migos who died, and
that's how close they were.
That's how close that Linda was to him. But yes, we have a lot of good puns here.
We'll have to do a Galentine's Day.
We're definitely doing Galentine's Day. Sure.
Oh, we got to do the Galentine's Day.
I believe. Hold on.
It was Offset. I thought it was, but I didn't want to be wrong.
Oh no! Come on! No, Galentine's Day is a Tuesday. So the whole show, I believe, February 14th is just going to be Linda and Sheila. I'm sorry to everybody involved, but that the whole show is just going to be Linda and Sheila. It's going to be Valentine's Day. February 14th is a holiday in this particular thing. We're definitely going to have to do Valentine's Day on that day.
Wait, the chat has said it's every one of the Migos. I think it was actually Takeoff. Offset is married to Cardi B, right? I think it's that.
Right.
I feel very dumb and white right now, but
oh yeah, incredibly.
I think it's Takeoff.
Okay, so Lord Kev says, fun fact, Triple H's favorite chip is also 3 continents. The BBQ for the HHH.
There it is.
Also, good evening, my dear Alex and my dear Kate. Thanks for all the love, SGS. All the love goes out to Lord Kev, whose father is dealing with some health issues, and we send prayers and good vibes toward Lord Kev, who is again one of the greats in the SGS.
He's a lordship.
We listen. I dubbed him a lord for a reason. Okay,
there it is.
Yeah, he's part of the landed gentry, and as such must be respected. Jebediah Pringle says Bobby Goldfish crackers. I mean, that's close enough to chips, right?
If you throw Bobby Fish in, I'm not going to bark at probably anything. Yeah. Because if you're going to say that's not a chip, I'm kind of like, where's the lie? You know?
Where's the line that we draw between chips and crackers? Folks, where's the line? There you go. Chi-Town Spurs says Eddie Gardettos.
Oh,
Eddie Guerrero, but Eddie Gardettos, which again, where's the line?
Where's
Jambeard says Michelle McCool Ranch.
That's really good.
That's very good. Ryan Sullivan says Wendy Richt hairs.
Oh.
Hairs.
Alex? Where'd you go?
Hello? What happened? Literally what happened? I did not do that.
Baby Scripps is really invading.
No, you did it. You clicked on it. You got that stopped it.
Scripps.
Sour Cream and Canyon from Orion Ben.
Oh,
Sour Cream and Onion is Sour Cream and Canyon, right?
It's hard to not see them with the chip ones.
Ryan Sullivan says Trish. Hold on, let's see. Do I have them here starred? Hold on. Yes, I think I do. Some of them are good. Oh wait, hold on. Trish Stratton.
Oh, that's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Going for like the manufacturer is a good one.
Rhea Ruffles.
That feels so not her.
That's Rhea, but it'd be Rhea Ripples. Rhea.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how to say that. All dressed Pawlowski and ketchup Elizabeth. These are Canadian things. Like ketchup. I don't know if I trust Canadian chips. I honestly don't. I used to be more of in the upper Midwest. In the upper Midwest, you can get Canadian chips at the store. And every time I walk by them, I'm like, I think you're infiltrating us. I think you're infiltrating us with your weird chips. I don't know if I like it.
You're infiltrating us with your weird chips.
I think they are. Nacho Man Randy Savage, of course, from JD Pringle, which is obvious. Scott Snyder's of Hanover. Do pretzels count? Of course they do.
Yeah.
Of course they do, Chi-Town.
Because where's the line?
Because where's the line?
Folks.
Hold on. And then this one got rid of those. Funyuns DeVille. Sonia DeVille is Funyuns DeVille.
It's a stretch, but I'll allow it. And I also
but this is not a stretch.
Handle.
This is not a stretch, though. Here we go. Henry T. Casey says Fun Young Bucks. Also, to bring the personal, my dad's been in the hospital and life can really suck, but he's coming home tomorrow, so that's good.
Yay! That is good. That's very good news to hear.
Yeah, that is great news. I'm very happy to hear that, Henry the Casey. I
don't know why Henry the Casey pops for so much, but it does.
Barbecue T. Marshall is very, very good. All Frito Ethan Page.
Tightest chips in the game.
That's right. Okay, and there we go. Mushroom Showtime says, okay, one more before bed. Carfredo, now that's cool. I spit in the face. People don't want to be cool. And do you ever have mesquite barbecue chips?
Yes.
Really good. Mesquite Lee.
That's
Says Orion Ben. That's very good. All right. All right. Should we talk more about Jesus? There's a lot of these. We're gonna go here. We're gonna
all
talk
because
about
of J.W. Pringle, my brother.
Yeah. Yep.
What
That's
a
true.
fella.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Orion Ben says at least NXT had women for 40% of the show. Yes. After last night, that's a good thing.
80% of the show, right?
Yeah,
this was
most of the show, almost entirely of the show. Yes, the Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker little brawl thing that they did on social media. I will say that I liked the editing of this, and like what is a really cool thing. And honestly, I don't know if I've seen it done this way before. If you're gonna have a public brawl, right? There are going to be all kinds of people around with their phones out recording it for World Star. So edit all the angles together, and it makes like you don't have to have your own camera guy there at all, which makes it feel more real. Every time there's a camera guy right there recording everything, I always feel like it just feels fake. This felt very real. Of course, it wasn't, but it felt very real. What else felt real was that Braun Breaker is not the man to fuck with, because he was laying in some shots on Grayson Waller, and Grayson Waller had the nerve later to like say that he won that brawl, which he absolutely did not. If those other men were not there, Braun Breaker would have put him in a local medical facility. So
not a local medical facility.
Indeed, exactly that.
It was cool until they put it on the show the way they did.
Yeah,
like
right.
I credit to them. They did a great job with it. Like it looked real. It felt real. I was hoping that there wasn't a little dog around. I was looking for Larry. I was getting nervous that people were going to start biting people. Like it looked very real. It felt very authentic. But I just didn't. I'm like, there's a cooler way to bring it up on the show. I know that's kind of nitpicky, but like because they brought it up before they even got to a segment with Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker. Like they kind of opened with it. So I'm like, oh, don't tell us it's a work off the bat like that. Like, I know it's a work. I'm a wrestling fan, but I just wish they had been like, if they had referenced it and pulled up the video or something in the story. I don't know. But they did a really good job with it. Like Grayson Waller and Braun and the rest of the locker room with how they chose to execute it. They did great. It felt so much more real than any of the other like backstage stuff they did. I would prefer to see more of, not more brawls, but like stuff like that felt that way. Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton.
Yes, you summoned me. She's so good, man. She kicks ass.
She's really good. She's really good. The only thing I will say, because it's a pet peeve of mine, a bunch of backflips into an elbow gives you less momentum than just running at somebody with an elbow full speed.
Yes.
Like there are, I understand there are a bunch of like fake athletic moves. Like somebody doing a tornado doesn't hurt more than doing a regular crossbody. But it's still but this one, you literally are taking momentum away from the move when you do that. So I would just say stop doing that, because I haven't seen it ever look good. Hers looks better than Dana Brooks, but that's not a high bar to clear. So,
well, and the other thing with that one, because like it's the same reason I don't love the lethal injection. It's the same reason I don't like it when baseball players slide into first base. It slows you down. It doesn't add anything. This one takes up so much time in the ring to set up that it looks a little bit more like the lethal injection. Is it superfluous? Yes, but it doesn't take a ton of time. This one takes a really long time to set up. And I know she got brought in as like this daddy's girl gymnastics character. Right. So I feel like there's just some stuff that can probably fade away from her skill set, but man, she looks great. Like, she's especially great for someone who was away from injury and hasn't been doing this that long. Like, she looked really, really good here. Like, If they can just say toodles to that spot, I think she's in really good shape. But you have Roxanne as your women's champion, and you have this. She's probably a credible heel that you should be building to for a title shot. If she's not going to take it off Roxanne, set something up out of it. Like she's at that level, which is really cool to see because we haven't seen a ton of people in developmental develop at the rate that she is. And it's really encouraging. It's really nice to see. She looked great tonight, and you would never know she was injured. She looked awesome.
I will say the one thing about the way that they put the title on Roxanne that her character would have really benefited from is a really good long chase. It didn't feel like she was chasing Mandy Rose because she was doing this bullshit with Cora Jade for such a long time. And when she finally got free of that, she got her number one contendership, and then she asked for the match and got it immediately and won. And I don't know that I would always go with this, but in this case, I don't hate the idea of Tiffany Stratton gets a match with Roxanne Perez, beats her. And then there's a long climb back for Roxanne to take it back off of Tiffany. And then you give Roxanne, then you give her long reign. So she can become a 2-time champion in the span of one long reign, because I think that there's something there. You can create, like, here is the rivalry for the future. You want to talk about, like we've been talking about on the main roster, the future of the women's wrestling in WWE is Rhea Ripley versus Bianca, but it's not. That's the present. That's right now. At least it should be. Charlotte Flair is great. She's basically past tense. She's already got 14 title reigns. Like, at this point, like we've seen all we're going to see from her. She's just going to add to her legacy. Build the legacy of Bianca and Rhea right now, and then you can do at the same time in NXT, here's our rivalry for the real future of women's wrestling, at least in this company. Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton, because Tiffany is that good. She's that good in the ring. Her character, she's really settled into. I don't know that the character has legs forever as like as a top of the card type character, but she can tone it down like 2 levels and be right where she needs to be. Her triple jump to the bottom rope, jump to the second rope, jump to the top rope.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah,
was awesome. Tiffany
so
Stratton
great.
has
and she's
so
strong
much
as
potential.
hell.
She is. She's so strong.
She's really, really strong. And one thing that I appreciate that she's done with her character, other than give me one whole impression to do on the show, is that she has found a way to make it not feel like Toxic Attraction. Like, Toxic Attraction and Cora Jade to me feel a little redundant right now in the way that they're mean girls. Her daddy's girl thing feels different. It almost feels more the way Carmelo goes about things or something. Like, she has something there that feels distinct from the other representations of that archetype on the show. Probably helps that her style is so different. So
yes,
she's grown so much, and to see her come back this strong in this match from when she was injured is a relief. It's a relief when stuff like that happens, because you just never know.
True. That is very true. Jambeard says, wait, WWE had women's wrestling? It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
NXT
I
is
was
usually
not
good about
happy.
it. Yeah, NXT is usually actually good about it. They have a lot of young women in there that they're trying to build up. And also some women up there that need to have been brought up months ago in Alba Fyre, who's doing wacky shit that appears to me that is going to keep her in NXT for the future that I don't agree with. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Jambeard makes a point. I mean, the smartest way they could have done it was TikTok tag team doing a TikTok and the fight starts in the background. They could have done like little, like, here's what was going on before the fight started. I didn't mind like Grayson Waller like doing Instagram live and being like, hey, I'm gonna go beat up Braun Breaker. And then he does it. I didn't mind that.
And I kind of liked, because they had a trainee doing it too. Like, that felt a little more real than that girl would be fired if she didn't film a real fight, but because it wasn't someone that's like so obvious with the brand or connected to the story, that did feel like a little bit more authentic. I think they did a good job.
Yes. I absolutely agreed. Hold on, I wanted to get this one in here. Izzy05 says Bobby Fish and chips. Different kind of chips, but I'm totally in on it. I love it. I love it so much. And I also wanted to mention this. In back-to-back chats, Cheese Balls Mahoney from Jesse Lavery, Cheese Balls Mahoney from Luis Villarreal. Literally back-to-back chats. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. So then I also wanted to see this. Chris Pereira says, lie, Cheeto, I steal.
That's really good.
R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero, yes. Or Eddie Gardetto. So Chase University hosts Thea Hale in an award celebration. Yeah, still doesn't work for me. Like it's a weird thing. I think if they just let it sit for a while, just being Chase U as opposed to, is Duke Hudson, can he be trusted? Is he trying to take down the university from the inside? All this bullshit. Just let it sit for a bit before we get to that part of it, because like either just do that angle or don't. Like, I don't really give a shit either way. But
which is it, Alex? Do you want it to blow up or do you want it to stick around?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that I don't like the teasing of the angle in the same way at the same level every week for 3 months.
That's very fair.
That's what I don't want. Either do the angle where every week we get more and more suspicious of Duke Hudson until we call him out or he proves his innocence. And every week it builds.
Don't be suspicious. No, don't be suspicious. No, don't be suspicious.
Yep. Okay.
I will say this was getting over before Duke Hudson entered the picture, so I don't want to like take anything away from anybody else there or whatever. But like, this has made so much more wrestling since Duke Hudson has entered it, and Duke Hudson has helped it tremendously. Like, he was really good in the stuff with Cameron Grimes, despite the dumb poker things. Like, he was still doing pretty good promo work, despite their best efforts to ruin everything. But I didn't know he had like timing or anything, and he's pretty good with this. Like, he's really good. So when he does turn on Andre Chase, inevitably, it's not going to have the same impact as Sami Zayn in the bloodline here, okay? But I hope he gets rewarded for how good he's been, because it seems like he kind of just gets tucked away into things. Him and Cameron Grimes from an in-ring perspective was always really good. But like, he, I think, could really be a top star there. And he has the kind of look that I think people still want on the main roster, though Triple H is a little bit more open.
Right.
But a great talker. He's really good in the ring. Like, he's just very natural in the way he goes about it. And now even in the super exaggerated stuff, he's kind of shown this other dimension to him. So I hope he gets positioned according to his potential. If that makes sense.
Me too. Thea Hale being very excited to get her award was very nice. She's committed to the bit. The bit is
committed
on cocaine, but she's committed to it. And that's good. She's doing a very good job with the performance.
I mean, she's committed to it. We're not saying that she does cocaine. Okay, right. NXT salaries aren't going to get you anything good.
No. You kidding me? You can barely get you a dime bag. What I'm saying is that I don't know where the legs are to this particular gimmick. Like, she's very excitable, and I think she's playing the part really well, but I just don't know where it goes, and I don't think they know where it goes either. I will say, so there we go. Andre Chase is in the full, like, the professor giving out the diplomas at college get up, whatever they call that, those robes and the funny hat, right? He's there. And JD McDonough, Google me, shows up, McDonough, and he's got a problem with all this because, well, I think it should be obvious. It's a stupid gimmick, and like they're barely making it work. Like, other people think it's great. Like, I would ask the people who think it's great, like, explain it in a way that doesn't make you explaining why you like it sound absolutely crazy. Like that's the thing. Like and it's fine if you say we don't need logic or reasons for things to exist. Okay, that's fine. I do. I need that for like I need a through line. I need something to be tethered to a kind of reality, and this isn't. So I actually, it was like a magic trick. Somehow they got me to agree with JD McDonough on something, because he says, "I'm here. I dress to wrestle. You're here. You look like a moron." And I was like, "That's true. He does." And when he wrestles, he also looks like a moron in his fucking button down under a big sweater and his little Dockers and his Converse All-Stars. And I thought for a second they were going to make the right decision and fix this whole thing. What have I been begging for weeks, Kate? Anytime Andre Chase wrestles, he wrestles as though he's a wrestling coach in his gear to wrestle. Headgear, big mouth guard, ill-fitting singlet, big knee pads, stuff like that. I thought he was going to pull off the gown and he'd be wearing that, because the whole thing, it was like, hey, I come prepared. I don't have to get ready because I stay ready. And what's ready is you're just wearing a sweater and a button down and Dockers under the... What they could have done is they could have done the 2 layers thing, because that would have been amazing. If he took off the robe and was wearing his normal getup, and then in the same way took off that and was underneath was the singlet, I would have popped so hard. I would have just said, I retroactively take away every bad thing I ever said about this gimmick if they had done that bit, but they didn't. So whatever. I think Andre Chase, Harlem Bravado, is sometimes stupid things are fun, right?
But I was going to say, I know this isn't your first time here, though. I've seen this handle in this chat. You know better. You've seen Alex,
right?
No, I'm just kidding. I hear you. It's turned
this is
for
the
me.
Stupidest thing on the internet. This show. I get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes stupid things are fun,
and we're so fun.
I get it.
But they've made a lot of progress on making it work in the context of wrestling. It's what I wish they would do with maximum male models on the main roster, because it has caught some legs. So it at least makes sense why they're in a wrestling ring now. And then when Duke Hudson does stuff of like, these losses aren't reflecting well on Chase University, like it's starting to get there for me, so that even when it's not my taste, I can still say like, but it's good. Right. It's getting to be better wrestling. But I agree with you. I'm wondering if they don't want to do that too, because that might start to feel like a little too similar to the Gulak stuff. I thought about that same thing of like, oh, is he going to do it? But I wonder if they're like, that
I love like the idea of 2 competing schools of wrestling. They're a rival school. Like Chase U versus Goo U is an amazing thing you could do. The Gulak University Goo U versus Chase U is perfect. Like do that.
That's in the Sharks.
And yes, and have Gulak insist on doing everything by the book, very straight-laced. Everything is real and everything is serious. And Chase U isn't. And there's your feud there. That would be great. But it all hinges on whether or not Andre Chase doesn't wrestle in that fucking outfit, because it doesn't make any sense to me why he does. That's all.
Someone said he must lose 10 pounds a week, and that is the other thing. It's so hot.
It can't be comfortable.
I've heard from wrestlers who have said it is hot under them lights, man. It is.
You can't, like, it is. Like, just as a stage actor, it's hot under those lights. Like there's nothing worse than being like, okay, this scene takes place in winter, so you'll be wearing a heavy parka. The fuck I am. No, no, let's just figure out a way. Is there any way my character could have hypothermia? Because he has decided to not wear anything heavy in this scene. I will say this. You can never actually let this guy wrestle like an Iron Man match, because he'll die in the ring.
Oh no, yeah,
he'll just die. He'll just
pass
die.
Out.
Okay, so JD McDonough wins because Drake Hudson walked out. I didn't see what made Drake Hudson whatever his name is.
Wait, no, because last time he mispronounced his name, we got Duck Hudson.
It was Duck Hudson. No, not Drake.
And
no,
now
we're not doing that.
He's
nope.
Drake.
No. Listen, all I know is he started from the bottom and now he's here, but I don't know where he went to after he left. I don't know why
Basically,
he
what
left.
you're saying is either way he's gonna slide. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Was that Drake? I know nothing.
Yeah.
Degrassi University. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, it is. The more it's starting to make wrestling sense, the more I'm able to get behind it. But I completely hear what you're saying.
I think that Harlem Bravado, the wrestler, the Andre Chase, the wrestler, is very good at wrestling. I know that about him. I just wish that the gimmick didn't make me go whatever. Listen, no, we're not doing Drake punts. No, chips were going good. I like chips. No, we're not doing Drake duck. No.
I would call an audible, but JW Pringle's birthday was yesterday. I mean,
it's worth it. No,
it's only. Plus, we have 6 pages of them already. So
yeah, yes. So anyway, JD McDonough finally is able to hit the Devlin side, which is a funny thing to call it now that his name is not Jordan Devlin.
I thought it was still called that, and I was like, that seems like something they should catch up to speed. I do like that they made. This was the first promo of his where I was like, he doesn't sound like Dexter. Like, he sounded like a heel who was living in the same world that I was, which I appreciated. And I would like more heels like that instead of ones that are like, you know how many people choke on popcorn a year, Clarice?
Right. Yeah. Yes, Jambeard. A Drake is a duck, actually. Yes, I understand. A Drake is a male.
So both times you called Duke Hudson a duck somehow.
Basically, somehow I did.
Next week it's gonna be a goose.
Luis says, Goo U is good. Catch Point is amazing. I waited 6 years for the faction. I will not be denied. Yeah, it would be great if they did a Catch Point. Sure.
Do it for Luis.
Yeah, do it for Luis. Okay, so let's do some more puns because we have a lot of them. A lot of them. Okay. So we got a couple people, Luis Villarreal and Greg Carter and Pieces, who've all said the same thing. Luis Villarreal was first, but Takis Michinoku. All
that's
of them
a
very,
deep
very
cut to get multiples of, by the way. That's incredible.
Takis Michinoku. No, a Drake is a goose. That's true. It's a male goose. A Drake.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So we're now at 74 chips puns already. Chris Pereira says Miss Vicky's Guerrero. Jam Beard says Thea Kale chips.
Very good. I like it when it's relevant to the NXT. It's just fun.
Wizard of Smoke says Cheese Puff Bagwell and Scotty Ritz. Not Scotty Riggs, but Scotty Ritz. Jam Beard's potato chips were invented back in 1853, and Bobby Fish ate the first one.
I'll take that joke. It doesn't always have to be a pun.
That's right.
We can get a Bobby Fish's old joke.
Meet Norma says Dorito Santana. Do you ever have those ridiculous Andy Cap hot fries?
No.
Andy Cap, do you know Andy Cap, the terrible old Sunday morning funnies comic strip? He was always drunk and his wife was terrible to him. Anyway, they made a kind of like, they were like the potato chips, but they were like long and stringy. They look like fries.
Oh yeah, I know what those are.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this is all to get to Andy Cap's Scotty 2 Hottie fries. JW Pringle.
People go on JW Pringle. My dad was right. Our dad was right.
Yeah.
The advantage.
Meet Norma says Shinsuke Nacho.
Amazing.
Meet Norma says, hello friends, your tribal beef is here. Meat loves you. I'm late. Chip puns. Corn chip accountant.
I like it because it's a pun on a pun that we already make.
That's true.
That's very
good. Drew Nicholas says Cool Hand Ranchilo Parker.
Oh, nicely done, Drew. Drew rules.
Sailor Saturn says Hank Walker's. Walker's is a British brand, a brand of crisps. Yes, I remember eating a lot of bags of Walker's crisps when I was in London 20 years ago. It's really Brian says Firefly Funyun House, Judgment Lays, Ridge Holland. Just he's got ridges.
Good one.
Crisp Jericho, Baylays, and Percy Pringles.
Dang. Those are excellent.
Jada Pringle says send zaps. Well, it's all in caps, so I guess it's like send hook. It's a Cajun chip company. I don't know why, but like I'll allow it, Jada Pringle. It's your birthday anyway, so. Jada Pringle says 45 years of jokes. I could do this all day. He probably got a lot of jokes.
Cherry, I just joined him. We're doing chip puns. Yes, welcome. JW Pringle's birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating.
That's right. That's how we do it. I like this one too. It wasn't super chatted, but I got to do it. Crisps with a Y for scripts.
That's
Crisps.
really good.
That's good.
I hope we hear about his thoughts of the Royal Rumble.
I don't know. We might have it decide.
I hope you're here for it.
I would love to be. I can't wait. I've actually never met Scripps.
Well, just the one time, really briefly, right? When
Sean very briefly. Here? Yeah, when Sean was here, I just talked to him very briefly. Luis Villarreal says Allie all dressed.
Oh, I like that Ellie Albright, who's not Ellie Cease, gets her own. Her own puns.
Jambeard says DDP equals Diamond Dill Pickle. T Electric Mayhem says all dressed Ethan Page. These all dressed chips are really freaking me out, man. Ryan Sullivan says it doesn't really work, but I can't stop laughing to myself thinking of Cool Ranch Steve Austin. Cool Stone Cold Steve Austin is Cool Ranch Steve. Listen, they were going to call him Chili McFreeze. Cool Ranch Steve Austin's is better than Chili McFreeze. I'll tell you that much.
It is. Plus, Danhausen calls him Cold Steve, so that's not that far off.
James Nepper says Canosa Britas Takeshita.
Oh, deep cut.
Yeah. Saki Toaster says Finlay skips Sabian. Salt and Viscera. Crisp Jericho. Salt and Viscera is very interesting. Very interesting.
Chris Jericho, it's like those chips are so good, but it's just like, can we move on from the chips already? Get to the main course.
Like we've been eating those chips for like
8 months. At this
point. Like it's just been too long.
It's not putting over the dips at all. Like they try to, but then they drop the booking. It's a whole.
Yep, it's terrible. True Infamous 73 says Pringle Boy Jack Perry. Henry T. Casey says sexual chocolate covered pretzels. There we go. T Electric Mayhem says Mr. Kettle Chips. Kettle Chips. Chuck Taylor's Awful Waffle Chips is submitted by Henry T. Casey. And
underrated finisher.
Alpha Bill says, sorry I came late. Lindsay Dorito and Tostito Champa.
Adam Cole's Baked Lays.
Adam Cole's Baked Lays. Okay. We did that. We did that one.
RVD instead of.
You definitely did.
Ranch and vinegar dip.
Jambeard says Pretty Pringle Avalon.
Oh, I love Pretty Peter.
So
pretty.
So instead of Thea Hale, we get Tortilla Hale from Chief. And this is good. Izzy05 says Superstar Billy Graham Cracker.
Oh,
Leon Ruffles.
Oh.
Perfect. And the Undertaker from Michael Dammit. I like that. Jeeves says the tribal chip, Roman Ranch.
Acknowledge me.
Mm-hmm. I think we've gotten that one before. Sour cream and Graps from Jam Beard.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hair. Oh, that's good. Hunter Hair. Yeah, that's good.
I keep trying to think of a Techno Team 2000 one because of course I do, but I got nothing.
Yeah. Orion Ben 666 says Cool Hardy Ranch Compound. Chris Perez says sexual chocolate chips. Different kind of chip, but it works. Dave Verman says Mr. Anderson chips.
Anderson chips.
Nabisco Inferno.
I mean, a great pun, but
yeah, we'll let it slide this time. Jim Cornuts. Jim Corn Nuts and rolled gold dust. Rolled gold dust is very good too.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a good one. Excellent.
Chris Barrera says Kale Lee Ray.
Oh,
chips.
Excellent.
I
hope she's in Rumble.
Chip Sabian says pieces.
Very good.
Jam Beard says moon salt and vinegar. That's good. That's really good. Techno Tostitos 2000 from Ryan Sullivan.
That's pretty good. I think that's the best we're gonna get realistically. And it's also, I believe it's Techno with a K. Know your tag teams. I think.
Jesse Lavery says, "Do pita chips count?" Stacy's Keebler.
Oh, very good. Yeah, of course. If we're counting chocolate chips, we're counting pita chips. I mean, my God.
Sean Blanford says Rhea Ripley.
That's good. We were trying to sniff around.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley is very good.
That's very good.
Tom LaValle says up in Canada they have Alley ketchup chips, like Alley Ketch.
Or Alley C's.
True.
It's just Alley.
But it's Alley ketchup, like Alley. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
No, that's really good.
This is good. Ryan Lambert says I'll go with Chicago related ones. Jay's Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Vintner's Crunchy Curls Lido, Sky Blue Tackies, Colt Banana Chips. Much love. That's good.
Very good.
T Electric Mayhem says the Muncho Man, Randy Savage. Not Nacho Man, but Muncho Man. It's very good. We got a Lindsay Dorito from Chi-Town Spurs.
That's a big one tonight.
CO says sour chats and onion. Michelle McCool Ranch in Laisla.
Very good.
From Luis Villarreal says Gray Sun Chips Waller.
Oh my gosh, Sun Chips, yeah.
Yeah, Jambeard says Salsa Banks. Salsa Banks. JC Ozog says Boston Crab Chip.
I didn't even think about moves.
Jeeve says has two here, which is good. Folks, where's the rye chip?
I mean, good? Folks, tell me when I'm telling rise.
Henry T. Casey adds Zapp's New Orleans style Voodoo Kin Mafia chips.
Not the pithiest, but I'll take it.
Kim Gray says the Utsos. I'm sick. My brain is fried. No, the Utsos is great.
That's really good.
Yeah,
I was sick when I was sick.
You gotta love. Welcome to the Utso Penitentiary.
Oh no, she's sick and her son's recovering from surgery.
No, that's not good.
I hope that whole household heals up.
Wyatt 12 says Yoshitakis, and I like this one too. The Utsos, just Jeremy Pringle got it a little late, and because he decided to do it, but it's great. Here's one of my favorites so far that I love so much. Jeeve, this is at least top 3, so we've gotten so far. Brock Lesnar.
Oh, excellent! Because now I can hear it like Paul Heyman too. Brock
Lesnar. SEO5 says, "You the twos and we the one chip challenge." Okay, so we've gone through 84 of them so far, and we still have the whole show to talk about. Okay. So remember how remember how last week Kiana James got put in a tag team with whatever her name is, Fallon Henley. Yes. And Double Vest in the Beach. By the way, Brooks, it's pronounced the Beach, not just BJ. That's ridiculous. Double Vest in the Beach are put him in this tag team, and it's and so they got a tag team together. Oh, will they ever coexist? Right? And I was like, what two jobbers from Level Up are they going to put him in the ring with? They put him in the ring with one of the only consistent tag teams. They like Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile are a tag team. They wrestle together every time. They're not two singles wrestlers thrown together or some team from Level Up. They're an actual tag team. And Ivy Nile, I would argue, is consistently the most underserved, underrated woman in the entire division. She's great and should not be eating losses. So of course they have her take the pin in this thing to further this terrible story about whether or not the Beach's girlfriend is allowed to be friends with this group, even though she obviously was using him to get the bar and then didn't get the bar. But so now she's like, well, I guess I'll date him anyway, which is stupid and impossible for us to believe as a storyline. Like,
no, but I don't think it's done. I think she'll.
Oh, I know, but the whole thing, but they're asking us to believe along the way that she really has changed. The whole thing, this dumb storyline relies on us being dumber than it, so that we can go, oh, I guess they're all friends. So that when she turns on them, we should be surprised and sad. But it's not believable. Like, I honestly, I had praise for this whole thing back when it was looking like Kiana James was obviously doing what she was doing, and they had her lose the match for the bar.
Yeah.
And again, the right move at that time would have had Kiana James win it and start to do things around it and have Fallon Henley fight to get a rematch to get it back. And then you have Fallon Henley win it. And where in the first match where Kiana James beats Fallon Henley in my booking, Brooks is conflicted and does something stupid that costs Fallon Henley the match. But at least he thinks, well, my girlfriend that I'm in love with, she won, so she's going to be nice to me afterwards. And Kiana's like, I was just using you to get the match, to lull them into a false sense of security. How dumb are you? And then we can feel bad for him and build him back up. That's,
Yeah, this never induced empathy from me because I felt like Kiana James was just right and smart because she was like, why would I put the deed on the line? I already bought it out, and then she did anyway. So that got kind of muddy. But you're right in that the heel can't get her to come up into here because she already won. So it doesn't really make, or if she won, then there would be something for the babyface to go after, and she would get her comeuppance. Right. But she already lost, so it's just kind of and she's not going after the bar still. It just got kind of muddy, which is a shame because I think our little porn account is pretty good. She's a decent worker in the ring. She looks strong. She lays her shit in. Ivy Nile is fantastic. I wish she was not taking pins, and I wish she was more prominently featured. She's someone it would be nice to see get on a consistent story track. I would love to see her versus Wendy Choo or something in a long feud. Because I think she's really something special, and I think she could also be so fun as this little baby Taz on the main roster or something, going around being a strong little badass.
Yep. When they first introduced her, I was like, this is it. Don't do anything with her. Don't have her talk. Just have her suplex women, toss her all over the place, choke them out, like make her into the sawed-off monster of the women's division. Like, what are you gonna do to me? Look at the size of you. Oh, you've broken all of my limbs.
Yes.
Like, that was it, man. You didn't have to do much with it. Like, there was some really good stuff. And then anyway, so Kiana James and Fallon Henley win. And then they're celebrating, at least Fallon Henley is, with Double Vest in the Beach. And the Beach comes in and says, I talked to Shawn Michaels, and I got you a match for the tag team titles at Vengeance Day. And Fallon Henley's like, you didn't clear this with me. We're supposed to have one match with this girl who I hate. I don't like this at all. And she storms off. And the Beach is like, well, what did I do? I was trying to. And like, listen, I know you meant well, Beach, but it's just not. Learn to read the signs. Like these, you did not like this girl. Okay. Then later, Fallon Henley just shows up and goes, I thought about it. We'll see you at Vengeance Day to the TikTok tag team. And I'm like, okay. So we just decided to throw these two together. They hate each other. They had one match tonight and they get a tag title shot. How bad is your tag division?
It's just not a division.
It doesn't exist, right? Like it doesn't. Like that's the whole thing. Is it doesn't exist because every time you have two women who are together and have some success, if they don't climb the mountain and win the tag titles, you just have them break up in a very dramatic fashion. And it's just.
Alex, even when they do win the tag titles, they break up in a dramatic fashion.
That's true. That's true. That's also true. It's also true.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So at Vengeance Day has like one thing I'm looking forward to in it. And I mean, like, I should be looking forward to this next thing we're going to talk about, but I'm not. And I'll tell you why in a second.
I know where that's going.
Mm-hmm. So the New Day are back from Australia. Mm-hmm. They had to fly all the way back to Orlando from Australia, which feels like it's the longest flight possible. I don't honestly like that may be the maximum distance around the world without having to keep going. Like, that's a very, very long distance.
That is.
Like, across the entire Pacific and the entire continental U.S. That's a very long flight.
That is.
I guess if you flew across all of Asia and all the Atlantic, it would be longer. But it's, like, in the opposite direction, I mean. Like, I wonder what the exact midpoint is. Anyway, I'll never find out because I'll never look it up. New Day is there, and Idris and Malik come in. And they're talking, and then all of a sudden the Schism come in, and they're talking, and so we've decided. Say the New Day has decided we're going to have the New Day Invitational next week, and the winner of that match for those will be added to the tag title match at Vengeance Day. The title match consists of Pretty Deadly, the Yes Boys, and Gallus, or the Yes Boys, because those two dudes had a segment in the pool hall, and I swear to God, I did not understand one word. Like, listen, Nikki Cross is bad enough. Drew McIntyre, I can understand. I can make out Drew McIntyre. Those Gallus boys, man, those boys are Scottish. Like, Jesus. There was a couple of, like, Mac Myers used to do a Scottish soccer hooligans thing back in the mid-90s, where the whole deal was you can't understand them, and that was the gimmick. And these guys are just talking like that for real. Like, it was Jesus. Wow. Like, I had subtitles on. The subtitle people that did this gave up. They did not even try it. They didn't try it.
Well, it's got to be so funny because they're speaking English,
yes.
But
yeah,
also,
yeah,
you still can't make out the words.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they So they're there. So that's 3 of them in this thing, and then they're going to add next week Dyad versus Ederson Ofe and Malik Blade versus another tag team. So you're having a tag team invitational next week that doesn't feature 2 of the other 2 major tag teams that I'm most interested in seeing in this match. They don't in the tag title match. They're not involved in the match for the tag team title spot because they have to face each other. So you think that's what they're going to do?
I'm wondering if they've been doing a lot of let me mimic what's on the main roster-y stuff, and I wonder if they're just going to do a one-night tag extravaganza where that match will now be for the invitational. The 2 winners will face each other.
The New Day are at the Aussie Open right now, the Australian Open right now, the tennis match. They're at the test match right now. So they filmed this last week before they went to Australia.
Yes, definitely.
And I which I think is great. Jesus. That's funny.
That is funny.
So, Singapore to New York City is the longest flight, 19 hours. Woof. That is a very long time.
No, thank you.
And Razor Mamon, which as Luis says, which is Spanish for razor dickhead, LMFAO. And he talking bringing Pretty Deadly up. I don't know. Sean, are you listening? I don't know. Sure, why not? I mean, I wouldn't
it's kind of the struggle with anybody that comes over from UK. Do they want to go back to Europe when they launch NXT Europe? Maybe. I feel like a lot of them are main roster ready when they come over to NXT, but they don't have a spot on the main roster yet. So it's not they can kind of just go right up. Like Tyler Bate could go to the main roster tomorrow and be fine.
Right.
But I don't know what that looks like just from an organizational perspective of when NXT Europe launches, where would these guys rather be? Do they get a say in it? Like any of that kind of stuff. So I just have no clue. There's a lot of great matches waiting for them up there. I really wish Breezango was still around for those guys. That would be so much fun.
Me too.
And it always upsets me that they did not call them for Breeze.
Me too.
It's upsetting.
So later we see that Duke Hudson walked away so he could go talk to Shawn Michaels.
Yes, Drake Hudson.
Drake Hudson. Drake Goose Hudson walked over. Flamingo Hudson walked over to talk to Shawn Michaels to get them in the New Day Invitational, and Shawn Michaels said, "Talk to the New Day." So I talked to the New Day, and they said, "Yes, you're in." So Chase and Duke are in this triple threat with the Dyad and Idris and Blade to get into the thing. So earlier in the show, the Creeds are doing a little sparring with some of Gulak's students, and Gulak's students suck. So Gulak's like, "Let me get in there with Julius Creed," and Julius Creed leg sweeps him, which felt like it was a little cheap shotty. That's how we're doing. We're doing grappling, and you just sweep the leg, Johnny.
It kind of felt like a flex. It
did feel like it felt weird. And so Jambeard says Mallard Hudson is very good. That's also same thing. Duke, Drake, and Mallard. So
Duke McDuck, as we say.
Yeah, yes. Scrooge McDuke. So Scrooge McDuke Hudson. So what we got was Julius Creed and Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers, versus Drew Gulak and Hank Walker. Hank Walker can go. Hank Walker does not suck. Hank Walker is, dare I say it, good and getting better.
Well, hold on.
Now what we got to do is introduce him to somebody who can make gear for him. Or at
even
least take
just
him to
up
Jacy
close.
Penney and have him buy a different color button down. It's the same fucking shirt every time. This is like I have no problem with characters who wrestle in street clothes. I rag on Double Vest. Actually, he's more single vest now. He doesn't actually wrestle.
He shed a vest.
He decided to shed one of the vests, but I'm still never going to call
It's
it
because
that.
he's like uncovering layers of himself.
Right.
So it's
He's
like one
he's
vest
onion.
is gone.
He's not a leggy blonde onion, but he's an onion.
That's reserved for some.
So I have no problem people wrestling in street clothes, but they don't wrestle in the same street clothes every time. That would be weird. So please, Hank Walker, can somebody take him to JCPenney's or Kohl's? Get him a couple of different brands,
Counterpoint.
styles. Yeah.
Is it brilliant? Because I think about this.
It is not brilliant.
For probably 20 minutes an episode when he's on. Is it a Doug Funny wardrobe? Does he have the same outfit over and over again? Does he only have these clothes, but he washes them? Or has he never taken these clothes off and he smells and nobody wants to say anything? There's so many character possibilities here. He could have OCD and need to wear the same clothes every time he gets in the ring. I'm intrigued. But Alex, I've got a big question. Okay.
What do you have to? Yeah, question to me.
Forget wearing the same clothes. What happens when you're trying to get out of your clothes?
Oh my God.
Bedroom, okay. What happens if you're out of your clothes? You're getting down to business,
right?
But like you need a little assistance. You need a little help delivering that performance. You've been wearing these same clothes for like 3 months. You know. Get a little nervous. You might need a little extra confidence. Well, darn it! If there isn't something that can help you.
Is your penis soft? Is it difficult to get hard? Do you have issues with sexual performance? Do you have issues with sexual confidence? BlueChew.com, code FIGHTFUL, gives you your first shipment of Blue Chew for free. It will help you get a harder, stronger erection. It will make you more confident in your sexual performance. You take an online questionnaire. You work with an online physician. You don't wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't wait in line at the doctor's office. It's prepared and shipped direct in a discreet package. That way, nobody knows that you are getting Blue Chew in order to make your penis erect. Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL gets you your first shipment free if you want an erect penis. I'm going to end the ad now.
It's really important to me that you guys know there's several variations of that ad that I could choose to play, and I always pick that one.
Always that one. It's also at this point like it's a year old at this point. I think you've done many different ones.
I'm like looking at the video clips that we're supposed to play, and I'm like, I think I'm not supposed to play that way. I don't think I'm not allowed to, but I think there's other ones I'm supposed to play. Right. But
yeah,
it's just an all-timer of a read.
That's true. Jam Beard says, counterpoint to your street clothes thing. Harper wrestled in the same tank and jeans all the time. That man was supposed to live in a swamp.
Yeah,
like that was his whole thing. Like it wasn't like Hank Walker comes to work every day. Luke Harper climbs out of a swamp to wrestle. That's a very different thing.
He would say it's day of the week. You know what that means every week. That guy was not mentally stable. Like he's put on the same clothes every day because he doesn't know what's happening. He's never taken those clothes off. He smells. That guy needed to take a shower probably.
So anyway, the Dem Loafs, they win the Creeds with a Brutus ball from the top rope used as a crossbody. Is a very odd thing. It's not really a crossbody, but it honestly serves as a missile dropkick. That's basically the same function it serves.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I feel like that spot kind of loses its luster, like the Brutus going to the top rope stuff when they do it like when he did the cannonball the first time, it was like holy crap, and now I'm like kind of half expecting a cannonball or something from the top rope. Not that it's like a bad thing, but I just feel like it's a more effective spot with a guy that's that big when we see it a little bit less frequently. But that's nitpicking. Match was really good. Hank Walker's pretty good. Julius Creed is unbelievable. And Brutus is really strong too. Really, really they work as a tag team. That's just so interesting because Julius is has such a unique alley in wrestling right now. We'll see what happens, but
they do an awkward promo about how much they love Ivy Nile. Like, we argue sometimes. I know you're looking out for us, but that's okay. And you know that I have to be intense. That's how I train. It's how I work. It's who I am. Thing. It was very awkward. Somebody get this group a manager. I don't know why it's a weird idea. I don't know if anybody ever had the idea to give this group a manager, but I don't know. And if they ever had one, I wonder what that guy's doing now. That's all I'm at. That's a question I got.
I can't think of a single. I can't think of a single guy that they had in NXT.
Yeah.
Could have probably moved him up to the main roster if they'd given it a few months.
Right. Indusher comes out and interrupts the thing, and it's Jinder with Veer and Sangha, and Veer and Sangha challenge them to a tag match next week. And the winner of that gets nothing. Meanwhile, the winner of a triple threat match with 3 less interesting tag teams, because listen, the dyad is not the Grizzled Young Veterans. They're just not. So they're not as interesting to me. Of the 3, I sure as hell hope they win, because them being in that tag team match becomes New Day versus the entirety what's left of the UK tag division, which would have been really cool if we had still had Trent Seven around. We could have done Mustache Mountain too. But like New Day versus Gallus versus Pretty Deadly and versus Grizzled Young Vets in a 4-way match for the NXT tag team titles will be great, but the Creed should be in there somewhere. That's what I'm going to say.
I wonder if Roddy's coming back. Because Indusher now has Jinder Mahal. And
I mean, there's your 6-person feud, but
yeah,
the Creeds, you let them be tag champs for like 45 seconds, and it was so odd that you did that. Like, just it would be one thing if what I said with Roxanne, which is you let them be tag champs, they get beat and they got to climb back up to the top. They're not even anywhere near doing that. They're involved with a bunch of other crap. Like the Creeds should either be your champs or they should be chasing the champions. Anyway, yes, New Day versus the NXT UK tag division sounds like a really great match, but the Creeds should also be in it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not convinced before next week we don't get a and just announced thing where that match ends up being
a 5-way. That might be a little too much.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you can't even do a 4 corners there. Like, it would have to be announced as a 10-man tornado tag. And at that point, you got to make it a ladder match. Because there's zero way you could have everybody hitting everybody.
Wait, so New Day is in it? Or no?
New Day's in it. No, not next week. Not next week. At Vengeance Day.
At Vengeance Day. Okay.
It's a 4 corners match. So.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
I did pop for Xavier Woods mentioning the cranberries. Because they were just lingering. And he was like, do you have to let it linger? Get out of my shop.
Matthew Plus is being bad again.
Wait, let me see it. I know how to handle these. Ready? Wait, let me find it.
Go ahead, find it. It's not good.
Wait, sorry. People just pay us so much money.
Yeah.
Not watching, assuming the theme of the night is poetry. Roses are red, Al is a bore. You guys are my favorite hosts in all of pro wrestling podcasting. I regret everything mean I've ever said about you. Oh, this is so sweet.
It doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, it doesn't, but just a real change of heart written in the middle of this. Kate, you're beautiful. Al, you're charming, and I love. Whoa, okay. I'm not gonna read the rest of it, because there's some. It's pretty emotional, but we appreciate the support. Thank you so much.
Ryan Lambert says Howard the Duck Hudson.
I like that people were just like, there's gotta be duck funds.
Yeah. Apollo is in the barbershop, the same barbershop that Carmelo and Trick come in and come into, and Trick and Carmelo come in, and Carmelo's like to the barber, why is he sitting in the chair? It's like, well, there was no one in it when he came in. I'm sorry. Like, this is not your private barbershop. This is I run a business here, Carmelo. You did not tell me you were coming. Yeah, make an appointment next time.
Make an appointment.
So this little back and forth is a fat load of nothing. And then they say it's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Apollo Crews, 2 out of 3 falls at Vengeance Day, which is the thing I'm looking forward to the most. And yet I don't feel like anything, like what is this? If Carmelo Hayes beats Apollo Crews 2 out of 3 falls, then what? Like, is he automatically the number 1 contender and he has a shot at Braun Breaker, God willing, after Vengeance Day at Stand and Deliver? But that's too far away from now. So, like, what are we doing here? Like, the match, I think, is going to be great.
They should set up Carmelo and Braun in the Rumble. I feel like they should both have main roster Rumble appearances, and they should set up that storyline via Rumble, because I feel like the timing of that could work. This barbershop thing, it was fine. It certainly wasn't the worst, but I didn't like Apollo was kind of just like, see, what we're gonna have is a blow-off match because you've won one and I've won one. Like, it was just a little bit too spoon-fed for me. But yeah. I saw a bunch of people being like, he's bald, why isn't he a barbershop? I was like, look at that man's beard, all right?
Yeah, you got to have that lined up real
maintaining tight. People.
Yeah. Also, do you think he, like, that there's zero hair grows on his head? Because that has to be straight razored to get that close to the scalp. And it's a lot easier to have somebody who knows what the hell they're doing do that, so you don't get nicks and cuts on your scalp. Okay? All right. Tony D and Stacks have a segment that again does nothing. It was fun, and I like babyface Tony D and his family of one guy. Like, okay, so it's like, hey, Sticks, hey, it's pretty nice you brought me to this Italian restaurant and let us have the back room here. It's very nice. It got a Lady in the Tramp vibe to it. I like it a lot. However, what's your next plans? Here's the underboss. And he's like, hey, Don, I think I'm gonna go and pick a fight with the biggest guy I can. And there's no point with Tony to say, who would that be? Nobody ever actually like mentions this, but like, all right, well, next week we'll have to find out what's going on with you, Stacks. All right, okay, Don, let's toast with wine. And that's it. Like, I love Tony D. I think he's really great. I'm warming to Stacks. Stacks cannot be your entire family.
No,
there must be more to the family.
There needs to be, and also there's nothing like that he can do about this. But like, he does not look like if you're gonna go stereotypical Italian dude, he's got to change up his look a little bit because he kind of just looks like a general Western European dude.
You mean Stacks?
Yes, yeah.
Stacks looks like he's from the Jersey Shore, not from like he's from a family in Jersey. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work. Yeah, they gotta figure out the look a little bit. Listen, I'm fine with it. Just get more. Find
they definitely need more because a mob of 2 people doesn't really work. It's not really literally not a mob.
By definition, it's not a mob.
It's a duo.
It's 2 people. 2 people does not constitute
the
a mob.
But we can't participate in trios matches. It's just like a weird it's a weird vibe. I think they'll do it. I don't think you name someone an underboss.
Never go against the family. By family, I mean you and me, because that is all there is. Whatever. So Stevie Turner was interviewed. I hated every last second of this. I despised. What is this supposed to be?
I feel like you're getting a little defensive because I feel like you feel like Stevie is impeding upon our territory.
I mean, listen.
She said super chats. This girl is on. She's a streamer, and you had completely forgotten about this, but they kind of tried this like gamer girl thing with Roxanne when she showed up for like a day, and then I think they saw her wrestle and were like, oh, we might not want to saddle her with like this gaming thing, but they have this Stevie gal. And listen, Stevie, with your working internet and your cool lights
and your fingerless gloves.
And your fingerless gloves. If I hear the words humper chat on your screen, I'm sending legal after you, Stevie. All right. Yeah. If I hear sour chats, if you start doing a jukebox, Stevie, all right? If you start doing impressions of coworkers, getting cute little nicknames,
nope.
Getting irrationally angry about nothing,
yeah,
you can speak to my horse lawyer, all right? That's how this is going down.
So true. This is very, very, very good. It's not like you have a streamer in the PC who can help you write this. Xavier Woods.
Well, he's in Australia at the moment, but
right. But he's been around. At any point, you could run this by literally any. Do you have people who like do stuff for your digital media team who know? Like, there's a whole thing where like there's the bump. I don't watch the bump, but it's got to be more natural than, oh, excuse me, got to look at the super chats and read this really awkwardly. Supposed to accomplish.
I don't know if what we do translates well to a wrestling ring, Alex, and that was a painful realization because I was in the long run planning on beating you up.
Right. No, it's a long-term storytelling. Eventually we'll meet in real life and then you'll
because we're best friends.
Right, exactly.
So I have to
are we?
Can we coexist?
Right, can we coexist? Electra Lopez defeated Wendy Choo by using brass knuckles on her. Valentina Feroz was out there watching. She was asked by Electra Lopez to watch. Valentina Feroz doesn't understand like the idea of, but you hit her with the brass knucks. You punch her in the face and you win. But this is not good because Wendy is nice. And it's like, okay, I don't know that this is the best way of utilizing Valentina Feroz at this point, because I'm not sure. Like, it feels like she does. Like, I do not understand your American customs, as opposed to just why she wouldn't like. No, yeah, Electra cheated, and she's trying to teach you that cheating is the best way to secure victory. Do you need a translator? Just because of the way that she is acting and the thickness of her dialect, it just feels like she doesn't quite understand anything, and that doesn't help out Valentina Feroz in this case.
No, it doesn't. And a rare moment of credit to commentary, because commentary did try and say like, hey, she doesn't like the way that she went about winning her match today. William Regal's back though, Alex. Come on, if there's anybody who knows how to use brass knucks and tell a story around them, it's that guy. But man, I kind of want Electra Lopez to be back with the Tony D side of things.
I know, like it was like there's no reason for her not to be. Like she's a perfect addition to the family. She can get stuff done. You can have that faction has a female representative who can compete for the women's title and bring that back to the family. All that's good. I love the idea of co-ed factions. I've always been a fan of it. So there's no reason why she was already working with him. Now she's back in NXT. There's no reason why she can't be there too.
Her whole presence like felt like it clicked with that. Like I think she really like understood the assignment when she was with it. They might be trying to make her a solo star, so they might not want to like pair her with that. But I just from a taste perspective, I thought they were doing really fun work. But I definitely like her like as a heel. I feel like that's the vibe she fits. So hopefully she keeps coming along in the ring here.
Right. Grayson, I almost expected Stevie to start reading puns.
You back off, Stevie.
Listen, Luis believes that HBK watches the show. If they start doing puns, you know for a fact they're watching the show.
Brett's better, Sean. Huh? You already blocked me on Twitter because of it. Brett's better.
Yeah.
You're both
no,
on my Mount Rushmore, though.
So Luis says, never forget that Ric Flair's last match was built via Conrad's podcast. It's true.
No, I will gladly forget that. Never
Mhm.
forget Ric Flair's last match is not
No,
a
we can
sentence I need about
always
it.
forget it. Always forget it.
That was
Always
the most
forget it.
uncomfortable thing.
So Grayson Waller comes to the ring. He's wearing a replica belt for some reason, says, I'm the champ. And
He's
then Braun
wearing
Breaker.
Malcolm Bivens' coat from
Right.
Stand to Deliver,
Right.
by the way.
That's true. Braun Breaker comes out, brings the entire locker room with him so they can fight. And then they can let go of Braun Breaker right at the exact moment so Grayson Waller can dodge out of the way so he can spear himself through the barricade. And there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That all did happen.
Yep, that's the thing that happened. Anyway, so the women's tag title match was supposed to be Kayden and Katana, the TikTok tag team versus Alba Fyre, and that's it. And then before the match even starts, Sol Ruka, pardon me.
God love you.
Sol Ruka walks out. She says, I'll back you up, Alba. I'm in your corner. I'll back you up. I'll be your tag team partner. Can you just do that? Could anybody have done it? If anyone had walked out and Kaylee Ray had pinned one half of the TikTok tag team with that person who walked out, whoever it was, just be the tag. There, we've established now at this point, people go to Shawn Michaels to get things set up. Okay. Sol Ruka just walking out and being part of the match doesn't make any sense to me now that you've established her as an authority figure. Like, you could have also the idea that this match was like, oh, it's a surprise. Sol Ruka's out here. That's not a big enough surprise. Earlier in the night, you have Sol Ruka knocking on Shawn Michaels' door, and Shawn Michaels, and they have a little thing, and then later we have Sol Ruka come out, and everyone goes, "Oh, okay, that's why she was talking to." Like, also, I don't know that I know what Sol Ruka's voice sounds like. They are trying to make her into this new thing. They're trying to build this new sensation, because she's great and she's getting better and better. And it feels like I haven't heard her voice. And a great way of doing that would have been to have her have a backstage interview segment where she says, I talked to Shawn Michaels and he's made me your tag partner for tonight. Alba. So we're going to win the tag team titles together. He said he wouldn't sanction a match while you were via against them both. But I volunteered to be your tag partner. He said it's okay, so we're a tag team. And Alba Fyre says, "Stay out of my way." And then they have the match. I don't know what. Yeah.
Like, you could have had, Alba Fyre was just kind of like, oh, all right. Like, there was no. She should have an emotional reaction, either positively or negatively, to, hey, hey, you're just suddenly a part of my match. It should be, oh, sick, someone else is coming out to my defense, or I don't need you. It should be one of those two things. You have to have a reaction to it. And I don't mean that as a dunk on her from a reactionary perspective, because this makes no sense. I don't know how you react to it, but I also don't know why you didn't just make this a tag team match from the beginning. Like, there was not. It's not the reveal doesn't warrant the swerve. Like, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, the gal that she didn't have a match with, and then was like, no, we're gonna have a match. That's just set up a tag team match with the two of them.
Anyway, so
silly, I say.
So very silly. This whole thing was very silly. So Ruka ends up taking the pin, and then Kaylee Ray walks past her to the top of the ramp where Isla Dawn is waiting, and Isla Dawn is all smiles, and she and Kaylee Ray kind of leave together. So what is this? What is any of this? What was this? What did any of this accomplish in any way for any reason? Why? What is this?
I'm really nervous because after Isla Dawn misted Alba Fyre, she was kind of walking around like she was spooky and weird. And if they make Alba Fyre spooky, I'm gonna be real annoyed. It would be a rare instance where they would explain what mist actually does to you, which would be nice. But yeah. She's main roster ready. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
RH says Alba Fyre is way overdue for a main roster run. Rejoin WDSS with Mia Yim. What is that? WDSS. Do we know what it is?
If it's not chips, I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Rhea and Raquel could tag again. Indi and Candice, a stocked tag division.
Women's division SummerSlam. Women's division.
I don't know what that is.
Super serious. WDSS. I don't know.
I rejoined WDSS with Mia Yim. I don't know.
Maybe that's a cool thing that was on the indie or something. I don't know.
But no, Kaylee Ray and Piper Niven joined Becky to form a triumvirate that goes against Damage Guitarl. It's very obvious. I have no problem with Mia and Candice tagging as a team. I think that's fine. Rhea Ripley, she can rejoin the tag division at some point, but right now she's on a trajectory to be the one to dethrone Bianca Belair. That's the way to do it. Like, it's got to do it. Here we go. Champion says, Alex, it's your Celtic Girls booking, except for instead of Becky Lynch, it's Isla Dawn. And then Piper Niven will go back to NXT and she'll tag with Kaylee Ray. Yep, there you go. That's what they're going to do. Oh, and Shimmer. Kaylee Ray and Miriam was a tag team in Shimmer.
Cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Cool. That's very cool.
So you're telling me Isla waited until after the match to be with Alba. Why not win the belts? I don't know. I can't tell you. All of this was dumb and stupid, and I hated it. I love Alba Fyre, Kaylee Ray. I think she's great. I was really impressed with Isla Dawn in the matches I've seen with against Alba Fyre.
And Sol Ruka's been really good from what we've seen.
But none of this makes any actual linear sense whatsoever. So, yeah. No.
Make it make sense.
Jambeard wants Kate versus Stevie Turner in a pun on a pole match.
Yeah. All right, Stevie. You might have working internet. All right. You don't need to brag. You might have a cooler setup than me. But I have yet to see you do a Blue Chew ad. If they do a Blue Chew ad, I'm coming after him.
Wesley went to hang out with Dijak, who wanted him to just give him the belt so he wouldn't have to beat him up. And Wesley's like, I probably should because you're really going to hurt me, but I'm not gonna. And I was like, all right.
He said, I've made a lot of stupid decisions in my life. And I was like, finally, a relatable NXT character.
There you go. That's good.
Dijak is cool, but I don't know about this spooky dungeon. Give me your belt thing.
Just have him wrestle and be a badass. Like, it's not that hard.
I don't think it's a hot take because it's not a slight at him in any way. But I don't think he should be back at NXT. I think he should just be someone's heavy on the main roster or something. Like, he doesn't need to be back here. He's just a cool badass. Him and Karrion Kross could do something cool. Like, they could make something work.
No.
Okay.
Nothing cool can happen with Karrion Kross.
A fair counterpoint.
I believe Karrion Kross and Dijak could be a decent tag team. That's like, but then you're forcing Dijak to like lower his ceiling to be with Karrion Kross because that's how bad Karrion Kross is.
So what would you do with that? You had mentioned him being Seth Rollins heavy, which was fun, but now he's a face, so I don't know if that works.
Right.
I just feel like he could be doing something more productive than
this.
That's not a slight at Wesley either. I love Wesley, but I just don't feel like he needs to come back to NXT.
I think there's a lot of time between Vengeance Day and Stand and Deliver. I would love to see Braun Breaker versus Donovan Dijak because that's a hell of a match for Braun Breaker to stretch his legs in and really play with another really athletic big dude.
But like, then what are we doing with Apollo Crews too? Like
this is like Apollo Crews had his title shot. I don't believe Apollo Crews is beating Carmelo Hayes. So Carmelo Hayes wins that match, and Carmelo Hayes is then being groomed to go on and have the match with Braun Breaker at Stand and Deliver. I think that makes sense to me. So Apollo Crews had his shot and he lost. I mean, it's not the way out. That's another way I would have booked it, because he was doing a whole bunch of really stupid stuff with Grayson Waller for a really long time. I think he should have shown up, said, I want that title, and gotten the title shot immediately. I'm not saying I would have put him over at the time, but come on.
I just don't know where he goes.
I don't know either. Jam Beard says it won't be a Blue Chew. It'll be the Ico Pro ad read. Ico Pro. You gotta want it. Cora was interviewed about the Crow lady, not Sting's sister, the Crow lady, Lyra Valkyria, put a feather in Cora's locker, and Cora was very upset about it. But we gotta go to the
I like Surfer Valkyria better. That's just like for me. That's just me personally.
Yeah, no, that Joker Valkyria was pretty good too, though.
It was
a crazy time. That was TNA, man. TNA. Nikita was apparently run over by a car or something at this point.
Get out of the parking lot.
No one should be allowed in the parking lot. They paved a parking lot to put up a paradise, because that'd be much better than this parking lot situation. Get the Counting Crows to come out and sing a song about it. Done. Also, Nikita was sent to a local medical facility, not a local hospital.
I know.
Which is the first sign.
Vince is back.
He's back. He's doing it. It's ruining everything.
I also on NXT have less of a problem with it, because I'm like, those fans would follow him to the hospital. They're weird.
Yeah. That's true. So anyway,
thank you, Jesus, at Ladies in Hot Gear. Come on, Full Sail crowd. Let's relax.
Booker T is sitting. He's the one he's presiding over the summit between two women who are obviously in cahoots, even though they're yelling at each other about how much they suck, and Roxanne Perez. I don't know why he introduced her as Roxanne Perez, but he did. That is, was he like, this is how they say Perez in Spanish? They say it with an L?
He did it to make it me not the worst Spanish speaker of the evening somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's obviously just Zoe Stark ran over Nikita. That thing's not done, so there we go. So anyway, Roxanne is Roxanne Perez.
Plez dispenser.
Plez. Plez, I'm begging you, stop letting Booker T say things.
I was like
Gigi
foolishly hopeful too, because he like is so sincerely proud of Roxanne. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then he was like, Plez.
He's just anyway. So Gigi and JJ yell at each other very specific things about how much they hate each other, but it's never once convincing, ever. And at the end of them screaming at each other, we get Booker T go shucky ducky quack quack for some reason. And then Roxanne's like, oh my God, you guys, whatever. I thought it was going to be like a handicap match. It was going to be hard, but it's going to be a triple threat. It's going to be so easy to beat you guys. And then then Gigi and JJ smile at each other and smash Roxanne. And then they stand there holding the belts over their head, because of course they did, because nobody who's got a brain was fooled for a second that any of this was true. So.
Unfortunately, this didn't make Toxic Attraction look clever. It made Roxanne look stupid.
That's the problem, right?
That's the issue, yeah. Especially because they did it in such a predictable way. Like, in match dissension could have been really fun. And then they do something sneaky, but this is just so spoon-fed.
They could have done it, happened it organically, where like they have another week, right? It's not until the following Saturday. So this week, have them have some dissension here. A little bit. This is why I always hated working with you, because of this. Like, oh, we're bringing that up now? We're going to bring up ancient history. How about this? And have it just like have their interview kind of like descend into something weird or whatever, right? And have them walk off in a huff, right? The fact that like it was obvious that they agreed to do this shtick before they came to work today was the problem. Let it seem organic to today, and then next week you could have them reveal it. I would argue, don't. It's much smarter for Roxanne to go into the match on February 4th thinking all she's got to do is let the two of you beat each other up and she can swoop in for the pin. But then you turn the tables on her in the match. Doing it now, 2 weeks ahead of time, makes not only her look dumb that she believed you, but make you guys look dumb because your strategery is stupid.
And they could have had like there's value to having Toxic Attraction lose a meaningless match to an up and coming team because they can't get on the same page, but that's all architected by them, right? Like it didn't they don't look all that smart here. And Roxanne looks not smart.
Right. All right, here we go. We got some more puns, and then we got some jukeboxes, and then we're going to get out of here so I can play some Red Dead Redemption 2 on my channel as soon as this is over.
Alex, I wish Arthur were here with us right now.
Okay,
I do.
Oh, hold on. Oh, this is tough. It's hard to do. Okay, it takes a second. Hold on.
I wish you were here with us.
I know.
This very moment. But he's not. So I guess we'll do. Oh my gosh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, Arthur.
Look at him.
What a fit.
Look at him there. Yeah, it's a nice fit, huh? It's a nice fit. All
Sometimes when Scripps doesn't show up, Arthur does.
It's weird though, right? Hold on.
Is.
That's weird. I got two cameras apparently. I do. All right. What happened? Did I lose you? Am I gone?
No, I'm here.
Okay, good. What happened? Oh, okay, that was weird. All right.
My internet has to live up to Stevie's today, so.
That's true. It's so true. It's so true. Okay. So, here we go. Jambeard says kettle. Not Kelly, kettle.
Kettle.
And Rick Boogles. G Bro says crinkle cut potato Cassidy. Not freshly squeezed crinkle cut. Big Steve Kells says the lethal weapon, Steve blackened pepper. Big Steve Kells says Sue Funyuns.
I just realized you have two cameras and we've never done a what's his face gimmick with all the camera cuts. Who's the idiot in charge of?
Oh, well, the problem is I can't cut that fast. I have to go like click into settings, click over here, click this, and then click this. My God, wouldn't that be great if that's how long it took? What's his name to do it?
What's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, I have tremendous hate in my heart for him. I can't believe I didn't think of his name.
Lord Kev says
Becky Lynch isn't hot enough to be a main roster, sir.
I look like this. Get out of town. Sorry,
Lord
go
Kev
ahead.
says Tetsuya Nacho. Kai says Destination Ruffles.
It'd be Ruffles Soho, right?
Right.
Destination Unknowns.
Yeah.
Unknown. Ruffle Soho. Nailed it.
Jade Pringle says Dr. Chip Maker BBQ. Jambeard says Futaki. Indeed.
That's so good.
That's good. Wizard of Smoke says Combo Shango and Bastion Bugles. Not Bastion Booger, Bastion Bugles. Amanda B says, I'm working overnight, but my husband texted me to let you know it's chips tonight. She's working, and her husband's watching the show and texted her to let her know what the puns were tonight. We have the best people who watch our show. Did anyone say
Angel.
Lindsay Dorito yet? Yes, they have,
Yes.
Amanda, but it doesn't matter. We will accept it again because it's great. SGS for life. Thank you so much, Amanda. You're great. And so is your husband. Wyatt 12 says The Undertaker, and Fred does Fred Durst over Kid Rock. Absolutely, 100%. Amish Electrician says Potato Skindy Hartwell and Private Party Mix.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
As is, by the way, Amish Electrician, loved the handle already. Did not know you had the picture to match until today.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
great.
I put
That's
it
great.
together. That's fantastic.
What? Matthew Plus says, here's another. Roses are red. Kate's undesirable. Al is a waste because he's enfant terrible.
Okay. Undesirable, or am I goddamn deniable, Matthew?
That's
Plus?
right. There you go.
Thank you.
Red Dead talking about my version of Arthur. What's the butcher doing in the Red Dead zone? Jada Pringle says, thanks for the chip puns, SGSers. Y'all are great.
You're the best, bro. Brother of
Tom LaValle says, who's going to cry with me tomorrow night when Mark Briscoe nails Lethal with a J driller? Happy tears for sure. It'll be awesome. That is going to be awesome. Jambeard says, I know it's not NXT, but tomorrow I know he's already signed to ROH, but after the match, Mark Briscoe better get that all elite graphic on Twitter. Sure, he does.
Yep.
Better.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Tom LaValle says, Galentine's Day is Tuesday. My birthday is the next day. Well, we're definitely going to get like chocolate and love and all kinds of different kinds of puns for Galentine's Day. So maybe we'll throw some birthday puns in there for Tom LaValle as well. One LT photo says, I'm dying. My wife just walked in and said it's almost Shamrock Shake season. Followed by, doesn't that make Dom a good wrestler? No, it doesn't. Kim Chi said, having a rough one. Had to relocate back home to the U.S. due to the war, and U.S. laws are keeping my wife 9,000 miles away. Jesus, that's terrible. Make my week. Have Miro and Pac cut a promo on the U.S. immigration with Danhausen run in. I'm gonna try, Kim. I'm gonna try, and then he puts it. Hangman Adam Lays. Good.
I'm so sorry that's the situation you're in.
That's so terrible. We have 101 chipped puns. Meat Normus says Roman plantains chips.
Roman plantains.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm in.
It's good. Okay. Hold on. Miro and Pac cut a promo on the U.S. immigration with a Danhausen run in. Okay, here's it going. All right. Hold on. Let's see. What are we doing? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Okay, here we go. All right. U.S. immigration. You're terrible. My God says I must smite you. This is what I will do if I ever get back to the active roster of AEW. I will smite the U.S. immigration system because you are keeping Kimchi away from his hot wife. Okay, well, hold on. Say Pac. I'm a bastard, and I'm gonna flip through the air and land on you and do all terrible things to you. I'm a bastard. That's right.
Danhausen is very nice, very evil. And Danhausen says that he hopes that your wife can be with you very soon because Danhausen is all about love. We love love. Danhausen loves love. Goodbye.
I think there's one thing that could really top that off.
What's that?
And it would be Eddie Kingston telling them to immigrate these nuts. I'm just
Partner. Yes, that's true. It would. That's good. All right. Maxwell Jacob Frito Lays from Brian Moore. All right. Here we go. Feeling Creepy wants Tiffany Stratton to do Eric Bischoff's WWE theme.
I'm back and I'm better than ever. Got a knack for making things better. That's not true of Eric Bischoff. Face facts, because your opinion don't matter. This maniac is gonna step on whomever. It's time, get in line, because I'm gonna make some changes. Kicking ass, taking names, cleaning house of the famous. I'm burning down the dead, wood burning down time, because it's only my way. So get your ass in line. Toodles. Welcome back.
Welcome
back, Tiffany. We missed you.
Such good stuff. Tom LaValle wants Regal. This is all from 2 weeks ago. This was sent during the 4-hour Vince extravaganza thing that we did. And we're getting to it now. Sorry for the delay, but we're doing it. Okay.
We're sorry. Your chat did not go through.
Tom LaValle wants In Your Eyes. I'm guessing it's by Peter Gabriel and not by The Weeknd. So I'm going to find that one because it's supposed to be sung to
every woman because it's one of the greatest love songs ever written.
Right, but it's actually supposed to be Regal singing it to Excalibur.
Understood.
Love, I get so lost sometimes. Days pass and the emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car, but whichever way I go, I come back to the place you are. All my instincts, they return. The grand facade so soon will burn like a creme brulee under my bum. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes, the light, the heat, in your eyes, I am complete in your eyes. I see the doorway, your eyes, 1,000 churches, your eyes, the resolution, your eyes, for all the fruitless searches, in your eyes. Man in the mask, I love you, my scrummy, ooh, I'm sorry we have to be apart.
Fellas and ladies who are into ladies, if you play a song for your lady that says, in your eyes, I find resolution to all my fruitless searches, your night's gonna end well. I'm just saying. That's like one of the most beautiful lyrics ever written.
That's good, huh? It's good. All right. Jake Salazar wants No Chance in Hell, sung by William Riesel.
No chance.
Here we go. There we go. No chance. That's what you got. Up against a machine too strong, greedy politicians buy clothes from us, puppets. We'll bind their place in line. Go tie a string around your finger now, boy, because it's just a matter of time. Because you've got no chance in hell. 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 Come on, come and get it. Come on and get it. No, come on and get it. Come and get it. Come and get it, sunshine. It's good.
I like it better than the original.
Tony D to sing The Internet from Oliver Tree featuring Little Big. I don't know. Okay. Oliver Tree, because Tony D, Olive Garden. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to the internet. We're living in a meme. Digital avatars hide behind their screens. You can see it in your mentions. We got demons in the comment section screaming for redemption because they don't get enough attention. Hey, welcome to the internet. Try to be mean to me because you don't think with intellect. Everybody's spreading fingers, listening to people hiding on the internet, always talking trash. I try not to listen. Welcome to my prison, but I'm so connected. I feel so alone. I'm trapped in your laptop and I'm trapped inside your home. Welcome to the internet.
Gabagool.
Amber says, I'm glad I can join in live tonight. I needed some SGS tonight. Bad at puns, but here's my first attempt. Dorito tag match.
Every match is a Dorito tag match when Nick rocks. Rick Knox is at the helm.
There you go.
Rick Knox can kick rocks on the tornado
That's
tag
right.
matches.
The line drive wants Sheamus singing either It's the End of the World as We Know It or David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World, and I say you get both, but only snippets of each. So here you go. It's Sheamus singing that. That's great, fella. It starts with an earthquake. Birds and snakes and aeroplane. Lace and Bruce is not afraid. High of a hurricane, fella. Listen to yourself, your turn. World serves its own needs. Don't serve your own needs. Feed enough an ox. Speak. Grunt. No strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fright down high. Wire in the fire. SWERVE in 7 games of the government for hire to combat less sight. Left to west. Determined to hurry with a fairy sound. Fish over. Pay the sound through. Periwinkle Blue Boy. All right.
What happened at the end there?
It's the end of the world where we know it. It's the end of the world. That's what we have. Okay. Here we go. Men Who Sold the World by Sheamus. We passed upon the stair, fella. We spoke of was, although I wasn't there. He said it was his friend. This came as some surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh, no, not me, fella. I never lost control. You're face to face with the man who sold the world. There you go. Again, these were all sent on the night we all thought Vince had already signed a deal selling it to the Saudis. So there you go.
Just a credible rumor.
James Beard says Regal to sing Para Buns by Mac Sabbath. It's a McDonald themed parody band of Black Sabbath. All right. Finish up the quarter pounder. All that beef we have to find. Need to grow cows faster all the time. All day long, slaughter things, trying to keep you satisfied. We use feed that grows a cow or chicken twice than half its size. Can you use to help me scratch the tumor on my brain? We found ways to feed cows scraps of other cows that get left behind. Some go mad and some feel real happiness and some go blind. Drink a Coke, supersize your order and get extra fries. Happiness your child will feel while he eats his happy meal. Very good. And Cam Watson from tonight wants Tiffany Stratton to sing What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse by the Black Dahlia Murder in your impeccable Tiffany Stratton voice.
Oh, thank you. Black Dahlia Murder was one of the first bands that ever actually got me into metal. Way back in college. This twisted, wretched place shadowed by the utmost darks of hell, in dreams of black beyond the bounds of a withered witch's spell. When the door is surely locked, when the sun threatens to wane, where shamblers dwell in the dim moonlight beyond the warmth of day. Liars line the roads at dawn, watchful eyes are upon you held. Sacred weapons to sacred reveal to be unleashed in its council of hell. Blood flows down the streets at night, where wolves cry for flesh, where a horrible curse taints the woodlands nearby with the forms of walking dead. Toodles! So dark and descriptive.
Matthew Plus sends in a poem again. I love that super cute thing you do where you end your stream for the rest of the night. Adorable. Well, just this stream, because come over to Alex Graps YouTube channel right after this and watch me play Red Dead Redemption. We're going to rob a bank twice. 2 different ways. It's going to be fun.
We're adorable all the time, by the way.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Hey, also, Royal Rumbles this weekend. We'll be behind the paywall talking about it. So subscribe to Fightful Select. If you want to hang out on the main channel with people doing a normal post show that act professional, and get up-to-date information from Sean while Will and the professor are doing it. Yeah, you can go there. Or you can get this vibe. All right? You can join Fightful Select. We're going to be going through Rumble. We're going to have so much fun doing it. We get loosey-goosey behind the paywall, so come hang out with us. We have fun.
Yeah. It'll be fun. All right. Until then, bye, everybody.
Everything sucks.
Keep cool, gabagool.